Short stories about cats, big and small, real and fictional. Hello. I am Bundy. Today, I suggest that you should listen to stories about cats, which will be told by my friend, a cat sciential.
A long time ago, about 14,000 years ago, our ancestor, the Middle Eastern cat, decided to live alongside of people. It happened in ancient Mesopotamia, in a valley between two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. On this map, my dear friend, you can see the Fertile Crescent that is believed to be the first region, where people began to lead a settled way of life and to follow the plow. Soon, near the grain reserves, there appeared mice. And where there are mice is the perfect place for a smart cat to live. The first cities and countries in human history arose in Mesopotamia, such as, for instance, Sumer, circa 5500, circa 1800 BC. It was the Sumerians who first came up with the myth of the Great Flood. This is, of course, not surprising, because they lived in the valley between the two rivers. One wise man, whom the gods had warned against the forthcoming catastrophe, built a huge ship, the Ark. During the flood, people and many different animals took refuge in it. The man took supplies of grain and other products with him onto the Ark and, of course, mice started living in them. Fearing that the mice would eat all the supplies, the man began to ask the gods for help. They took pity upon him and told one of the lions to sneeze, and that was how the first cat appeared. My dear friend, of course you understand that it is just a beautiful fairy tale. The Sumerians did not deify cats, but there is a Sumerian proverb that has come down to us. A cat is valued for being a cat, while a mongoose is valued for what it does. It turns out that the Sumerians valued and respected cats, not for their practical use, it means catching mice, but they saw in us, worthy of respect, beings with a rich and mysterious inner world. I would even say, transcendental. It means supernatural or extramundane, going beyond the limits of the cognoscible. I highly recommend, my dear friend, to learn and use this word, transcendental, to amaze those around you with your erudition. They say that after seeing cat paw prints on wet clay, the Sumerians invented their cuneiform writing. They also believed that if you see in a dream that you caught a cat, it means that your wishes will come true. Together with ancient agriculturalists, cats spread throughout the Middle East. The ancient Egyptians loved cats so much that they deified them. The feline goddess Bastet was one of the most revered Egyptian deities. In Hinduism, each god has his or her own animal, the Vahana, which carries this or that god and helps them in difficult situations. The cat is the Vahana of the goddess Shashti, the protector of children. Far from India, in the north of Europe and in Scandinavia, people believed that the goddess of love and war, Freya, is carried by cats, harnessed to her chariot. The Celts, who lived in Britain and Ireland, considered cats to be both magical creatures and pets. There is a story of a peasant who was walking home and saw a funeral procession. Big cats carried the coffin on their shoulders and cried, "The king of the cats is dead." The surprised peasant hurried home to his wife and told her what he had seen. Their domestic cat heard this story and cried out in a human voice, "The old king is dead? So, now I am the new king of the cats," and disappeared. The Irish king of the cats was called Irusan. He was a huge, the size of a bull, black cat. In Ireland, people were very fond of their poet singers, who were called bards. One day, During a feast, the Irish bard called Shunhan Torpasht criticized all the dishes that he was served. After much persuasion, Shunhan Torpasht agreed to eat one egg, but it was stolen by rats. This inspired him to compose a satire in which he derided the Irish cats for failing to keep Ireland free of mice. Having heard it, Iru's son rushed to the castle and scattered its defenders, grabbed the bard, and dragged him to his lair. The great poet would have died ingloriously, but St. Kieran stopped the cat and saved the bard. And, do you know what Shunhan Torpasht told him? "I would rather die being eaten by a cat than go back and eat that disgusting food." Now, let's move to the other side of the globe, to Japan. In Japanese folklore, the most famous shape-shifting creatures are the kitsune, a fox, the tanuki, a raccoon dog, and the bakaniko, a cat. A cat that is more than 13 years old, or weighs more than 3.75 kilograms, or has a very long tail, can become a bakaniko. In the latter case, the tail usually forks, and such a cat is called a nikomata. A bakaniko can create translunary fireballs and walk on its hind legs. It can revive a dead person by jumping over him or her. Or, au contraire, to take revenge for an insult by swallowing a person and taking on his or her appearance. The Japanese cat, called Moneki-niko, is well known throughout the world. It is a symbol of good luck and prosperity. It is said that in the early 17th century, the Japanese temple, called Gotokuji, in Tokyo, was in a deplorable state. Despite his poverty, the temple priest took in a homeless white cat named Tama. One day, the priest was sad and told Tama, "Dear kitty, I do not blame you for not helping. After all, you are just a cat." Soon, the local prince, called Ii-Naotaka, passed by the temple. It was raining heavily, and the prince hid under a tree. The cat Tama ran out to the prince and began pointing with her paw at the temple gates. The prince entered the temple, and at that moment, the lightning struck the tree under which he had been hiding from the rain. The prince, grateful for the rescue, helped to restore the sanctuary. The temple has survived to this day. Every spring, a ceremony is carried out there, dedicated to the cat Tama, which is symbolized by the Moneki-niko figurines. Meanwhile, in France, they say that you can get rich by catching a black cat, called Matagot. On a dark night, you need to go to the desolate crossroads to lure a black cat with a fresh, plump chicken and carry it home without looking back. There should be a table in the house filled with various delicious dishes, and the cat should be allowed to try each of them. The Matagot will reward you generously, but remember, after that, you must release him into the wild. Have you ever noticed, my dear friend, that many tabby cats have an M pattern on their heads? The Egyptians consider it to be the sign of the sacred scarabæus. It is sometimes said that such cats are marked by the hand of the Islamic prophet Muhammad. It is, of course, nonsense. Why would the Arab Muhammad use a Latin letter for this? His name is usually written in the Arabic script. Still, the cats were loved in the Islamic world. They often lived with scholars, guarding manuscripts and books from mice. Cats with the letter M on their foreheads were also revered in Christianity, since one day a cat warmed and calmed the Christ child. In acknowledgement of it, Maria wrote the first letter of her name on the cat's forehead. However, the attitude of the Christian church towards the cats was antilogous. On the one hand, priests, fighting against heathen symbols, often associated the cats with the devil and witches. In the Middle Ages, these animals were often victims of superstitions and cruelty. On the other hand, cats are useful and beloved pets, and popular characters in art and culture. Since the 1980s, Saint Gertrude of Nivelles has been called the patroness of cats. It can be assumed that she was chosen because in ancient paintings, this saint was depicted with mice at her feet or on her staff. I think that Gertrude is well suited to the role of the patroness of cats. While still a very young girl, she refused to marry a king, and in her mature years, she handed over the management of her convent to another nun, so that nothing would interfere with her reflections. We, cats, behave just as independently and mysteriously, and, perhaps, it is precisely because of our mysterious nature that people love us so much.
Lastly, I want to thank my best friend AI designer, DALL-E3 platform, that created some of the pictures for this short story. As well as Wikipedia, an inexhaustible source of information about everything in the world, including cats.